Parikshit Saikia and welcome to the 99 Percentiler Club. I teach live on Unacademy and have nearly 9 years of teaching experience. In today's movie, we are going to discuss a brilliant previous year LRDI question from the CAT 2019 Slot 1 paper. So let's get started. Okay, let's read the question together. The following table represents addition of two 6-digit numbers given in the first and the second rows, while the sum is given in the third row. Okay. In the representation, each of the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 0 to 9 has been coded with one letter among A to K with distinct letters representing distinct digits. And then you have a look at the glance at the questions. What does letter A represent, B represent, and so on. So basically, you got to map the letters to the digits. And remember, every letter is coded by a distinct digit, right? So I strongly recommend that you pause the video, try the question, and then compare the solution with the explanation that I provide in this video. Okay, fine. I hope you have paused the video, given it a try. So let's get started. So here you see you are adding up two 6-digit numbers. So what do you do? You are adding up two 6-digit numbers and then you get the sum in the third row. You get the sum in the third row, right? So basically this is the sum. This is the third row. The last row, what you have is the sum. And then which are the digits you have been provided? You have been provided all the digits from 0 to 9. And they are saying that every late letter is represented by a distinct digit. So it means that if A is represented by, let's say, 0, then B cannot be 0. Why? Because A is already 0. So every letter is represented by distinct digits. Fine. Now have a glance. Where do you start from? Where do you start from? Right? You have so many alphabets. How do you start? If you observe closely, probably the rightmost column is easy to get started with. Why? The reason being you are adding up two digits and the answer continues to remain the same. Can you see? F plus F is giving you F. F plus F is giving you F. What is the possibility? Think about it. Can F be, let's start from 0. Can F be 0? So what are the number codes? The codes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have 9. Correct? Now you add up two digits, the answer continues to remain the same. How is it possible? This is only and only possible if the number is 0, if the digit is 0. Correct? Otherwise, think about it. If you have 1 plus 1, this is going to become 2. 2 plus 2, if you do, it is going to become 4. 3 plus 3, if you do, it is going to become 6. 4 plus 4, if you do, it is going to become 8. 5 plus 5, and so on. I mean, it will never remain the same. The only possibility where it remains the same is 0 plus 0. So can I say F must be 0? F must be 0. So 0, 0, and you get a 0. Anywhere you have a F, so all the F's that you see, you can denote it by 0. So remember, F is 0 and no other digit can be 0 now because every digit is represented by a unique character, right? Okay. Now what else? What else do you know? What else do you know? You have a 0 out here as well. You have an F, a 0 out here as well. Okay. Now think about it. Next, I think with what you know, you can proceed, right? Look at this column. You are any similar alphabets. Look at the column where probably you have similar digits or similar alphabets, right? I think this column, H plus H is giving you F, is also similar. There are two similar alphabets. I think you can try that next. Tell me which two digits, if you add, you get a 0. Which two digits, if you add, do you get a 0, right? So the only possibility is H plus H. The only possibility is it has to be a 5. It has to be a 5. So 5 plus 5 will get you 10 and 1 will be the carryover and 1 will be the carryover. So H is denoted by 5. H is denoted by 5, right? So I'll just keep marking. 0 is done. 5 is done. Yes? Okay. Now, what else can you denote? What else can you denote? Now, think about it. You are adding two six-digit numbers, and the answer that you get is a seven-digit number. I think it's very important to realize that. Let's take an example. You add up two-digit numbers. Okay, let's say you are adding up 78 plus 64, and then you get a three-digit number, right? You get, this is just an example, right? How do you get a three-digit number? Because you have a carryover. You have a carryover, right? 12, 13, 14, and then 1 is the carryover. 1 is the carryover, correct? So think about it. The largest six-digit numbers can be 9999. So 99999, right? Six-digit numbers. And then you add up, let's say 9. The maximum value that the leftmost digit can have is 9. 9 plus 9 can be the maximum digit. And even then, you'll get a carryover of 1. So it doesn't matter whatever is the carryover, whatever is the number, the carryover, the leftmost digit can be 1. Do you understand this? Think about it. Take any number. You take, let's say, a two-digit number. 99 plus 99. 99 plus, let's say, 99. That can be the maximum highest two-digit number, right? Highest two-digit numbers you are adding, you get 198. So the carryover that you see on the leftmost, it can never be anything apart from 1. Any number you take, any number you take, we took 78 and 64. You see the carryover, it can be 1. It cannot be anything else apart from 1. So when you add up two six-digit numbers and the resultant number that you get is a seven-digit number, the only possibility for the leftmost digit can be that it is a carryover, and that carryover has to be 1. Has to be 1, right? So can I say A must be 1? A must be 1. There is no other carryover possible in this case. A must be 1, right? Similarly, so wherever you see a, you can put a 1. You can put a 1 over there. You can put a 1 over there, right? A is 1. So I think a lot of the ones we have figured out. So A is 1. Clear? Super awesome. Now have a look. What else can you fill? What else can you fill? Right? Probably you can look at B. You can look at B. Why am I saying B? Because you know what? B plus A is giving you A. B plus A is giving you A. How is that possible? How is that possible? Now think about it. Can B be 0? B cannot be 0 for the simple reason that F is already 0. F is already 0. So I would say the only possible value for B must be 9. Why? Because if B is 9, then 9 plus A is 1 plus the 1 carryover which you have written gets you 11, and you'll have a carryover. Correct? Remember, A which we wrote on the leftmost side was 1. That means 1 was the carryover. So think about it. The only possible value for B now is 9. Why? Can you verify it? If B is 9, A is 110, and you carry over 1 at the top, 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11. You write the 1 here. You carry over the 1 which we wrote on the leftmost side as A as 1. So the only possible value for B must be 9. B must be 9. Yes, B must be 9. Correct? Awesome. So you could figure out B as well. You could figure out B as well. Anything else that you could figure out? Anything else that you could figure out? Can you figure out C? Can you figure out C? Look at C. Why am I targeting C next? Because if you look in the column J and J, A, J, G, two of them are unknown. So probably not the best place to target. In the column AFC, only C is unknown. So I think we should target here. AFC, only C is unknown. So I think we should target. In the column GKA, there are two unknowns. Again, there are two unknowns. So the only place which has one unknown, I think, is AFC, and we would very well target this. So let's say this. A is 1, F is 0. So can C be 1? Think about it. 1 plus 0, you might think that, you know what, C is 0. You might think that C is 0. Correct? But can C be 1? Sorry, A is 1, F is 0, C will be 1. But can C be 1? No. Why? Because every alphabet is represented by a unique digit. Since A is already 1, C cannot be 1. Correct. So what can C be? The only possibility that you know now, that the only carryover possible is 1. That means C must be 2. I'm going to repeat it. Again, A is 1, F is 0. If you look at it at the first instance, it might appear 1 plus 0, C is 1. 1 plus 0, C is 1. But is this possible? No. Why? Because A is already 1, so C cannot be 1 again. That would mean C must be 2. How can you get a 2 here? You can get a 2 if you have a 1 carryover. You can get a 2 if you have a 1 carryover, right? Perfect. Meaning this one is a carryover, then 1 plus 1 would get you 2. This is perfect. Yes, do you follow? So I'm just going to rub a bit so that it looks neat and clean, right? So I hope you are following, right? So now every alphabet is represented by a unique digit. Every alphabet is represented by a unique digit, correct? Okay. Now we need to go ahead further. We need to go ahead further and figure out the remaining ones. We still have to figure out G, K, and J. G, K, and G, right? That's what we got to figure out next. Okay. Now tell me, G plus K is coming out to be 1 or 11? G plus K is coming out to be 1 or 11? It is 11, right? Can you see? How do you realize it's 11? You see the 1 out here and you see there was a 1 carryover. There was a 1 carryover. That's one way of figuring out that it was 11. Otherwise, the other way of figuring out if this number is 1, if the sum here is 1, the only possibility is 0 plus 1, but that's not possible because A is 1. So any other alphabet cannot be 1. So the only possibility is G plus K must be 11. G plus K must be 11. If G and K are 11, what are the possibilities? Remember, each of the digits are represented from 0 to 9. So all of them can be single digit numbers. Can G be 0, K be 11? No, 11 is not possible. Why? Two digit number is not possible. Can G be 1 and K be 10? No. Why? Each of the digits are represented from 0 to 10. So any number cannot, from 0 to 9. So none of the alphabets can be 10. So the minimum value of G can be 2. So if G is 2, K can be 9. Similarly, if G is 3, K can be 8 or 4, 7. We'll figure out which of these are possible. 5, 6. Next 6, 5. Next 7, 4. Next 8, 3. And then 9, 2. So these are the possibilities. These are the possibilities for G plus K. Now let's figure out which of these are possible. Which of these are possible? Now think about it. Can any of the values be, let's say, 2? No. Why? For the simple reason, C is already 2. C is already 2. So none of the other alphabets can be 2. So can I say this is not possible? None of them can be 2. So if this is not possible, even the last one is not possible because C is already 2. So no other character can be 2. Next, is 3 and 8 possible? 3 and 8 possible? We'll check. Looks possible. 3 and 8 looks possible. We will check because none of the characters are 3 and 8 at this point, right? So looks possible. We will come back. Is 4 and 7 possible? Could be because none of the characters are 4 and 7 at this point of time. Looks possible. Can it be 5 and 6? No. Why? H is already 5. H is already 5. So that would mean nothing else can be 5. So obviously none of the characters could be 5. So 5, 6 or 6, 5, not possible. So 3, 8, 4, 7 or 7, 4, 8, 3. These looks to be possible, but let's figure out if these are really possible. Okay, if these are really possible. So I'm just gonna rub it. Whatever is not possible, I'm just gonna rub it to make it look neat and clean. Yes, so these are not possible. So we have 4 scenarios at this point of time which looks possible, okay? So let's figure out. Okay, if G is 3, we are saying K is 8. Let's see this. If G is 3, K is 8. Is that possible? K is 8, right? In that case, G is 3 here. G is 3 in the other column as well here, right? G is 3. Now think about it. If G is 3, you know what? A is 1. The only possible value for J, J should be 2. Because 2 plus 1 will get you a 3. 2 plus 1 will get you a 3, right? But can J be 2? Can J be 2? Think about it. No. Why? Because C is already 2. C is already 2. That would mean J cannot be 2 because two characters cannot be represented by the same digit. Can you see? C is already 2. So J cannot be 2. It would mean 3 and 8 is not possible. 3 and 8 is not possible. Yes, 3 and 8 not possible. So 3 and 8, we are just going to remove it. 3 and 8, we are going to say that that scenario is not possible. So 3 and 8 is not possible. Okay. I hope you are following. So 3 and 8 can be ruled out. Next, 4 and 7. Is 4 and 7 possible? If G is 4, K is 7. Correct? And out here, again, G is 4. J is 4. So if A is 1, G is 4, the only possible value for J is J must be 3. J must be 3. If this possible? Absolutely. None of the values, other characters are 3, 4 or 7. So this is possible. 4, 7 possible. Can it be 7, 4? Can it be 7, 4? If G is 7, K is 4. If G is 7, K is 4. Okay. If G is 7 out here, then J got to be 6. J got to be 6. Is this possible? Absolutely. None of the characters are 4, 7 or 6. So even this is possible. Can it be 8 and 3? If G is 8, you know what? K got to be 3. K got to be 3. If G is 8, K got to be, if G is 8, K got to be 3, right? So can G be 8? If G is 8, J got to be 7. J got to be 7. J got to be 7. Yes? So let's write the possibilities here. What did we write? So I'm just writing it here. The possibilities were G, K, J, right? These were the possibilities. So in scenario 1, we had G as 4, K as 7, and J as 3. In scenario 2, we had G as 7, K as 4, and J as 6. And in scenario 3, you know what? We had G as 8, K as 3, and J as 7. J as 7. So these were the three possibilities for G, K, and G. G, K, and G. Correct? So let's look at the questions now. Let's look at the questions now. Okay? I think we have identified all the characters and now we are ready to answer the question. Okay. Now you see the word theta. I hope you are aware of this. What does it mean? Theta means type in the answer. So when it came in the cat, there were no answer options. Okay. Type in the answer. So which digit does the letter A represent? A represents the digit 1. So answer for the first one is 1. Which digit does the letter B represent? B represents the letter, B represents 9. B is equal to 9. Which among the digits 4, 6, 7, and 8 cannot be represented by the letter G? So if you see for G, if you look at J, the possibilities are 4, 7, and 8. So 4, 7, and 8. And they are saying cannot be represented by G. So obviously G cannot be equal to 6. G cannot be equal to 6. It can be 4, 7, or 8. Next, which among the digits 3, 4, 6, and 7 cannot be represented by the letter D? Okay, now think about it. Letter D. D is not even in our question, right? D is not even there in the 6-digit table, right? It's not there in the table. But they are saying which among the digits cannot be represented by the letter D. Correct? Now think about it. Look at the letter 7 closely. Look at the letter 7 closely in our scenario at the bottom. Can you see? In each of the scenarios, 7 is mapped to something. And that's the only digit which is mapped in each of the 3 scenarios. What about, let's look at 7. Can you see? 7 will be there for K in scenario 1. In scenario 2, 7 is represented by G. In scenario 3, 7 is represented by J. So can I say, no matter what scenario, but in each of the scenarios, 7 belongs to either K, G, or J. Meaning that 7 cannot be represented by any other letter, right? So answer is, which cannot be represented by D? 7. Again, I'm going to repeat. Let's say as an example, let's look at 4. If it is scenario 1, you know what? 4 is mapped to G. But if it is scenario D, if it is scenario 3, 4 is free. If it is scenario 3, 4 is free. And because 4 is free, 4 can be equal to D. So 4 can be represented by the letter D and hence cannot be answered. Similarly, what about 3? 3, if it is scenario 1 or scenario 3, 3 is occupied. But you know what? If it is scenario 2, 3 is absolutely free. It's not represented by any of the letters. It means it can be represented by the letter D. So 3 also cannot be answered. What about 6? 6, only for scenario 2, 6 is occupied. But for scenario 1 and for scenario 3, 6 is free and can be equal to D. So 6 also cannot be equal to the answer. 7, 7 in each of the scenarios, no matter whether it is scenario 1, scenario 2 or scenario 3, 7 is busy. It is occupied by some alphabet, right? And hence it is not free for D and can never be represented by the letter D. Correct? So these are your 4 answers. This was an awesome set, not a difficult set. This is a moderate set, a moderate level difficulty set. 4 questions, 12 marks, all yours if you could have solved this much. Yes. Okay. So that's it for this video. Thank you, folks. Happy learning.